Hiya, and welcome back to Homecoming Morenatsu Revisited. The game that teaches us that I will never be happy with the layout. We're on Shun's route. I redid my entire setup. I redid it. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Now I'm in the corner.
It's so cold.
Yeah, my computer monitor is back in the corner, and I'm now facing the corner. And my microphone is being weird. I trail behind him out of breath.
Wait, he's already in? This feels nice.
I guess the heat must have gotten to him too. Before jumping into the water, it looks like he undressed and set aside his clothes. This is unexpected.
Come on in, hero. The water's fine.
The temperature noticeably drops as I approach the river. I feel the circuits in my brain go into motion again. What the heck? I don't remember Shun swimming like this when we were kids. What is he doing? I think I'm cool enough right here.
You sure you don't want to come in?
I try my best to enjoy the cool air at the river's edge. All the while, Shun swims around in the water, diving under and resurfacing, splashing about. It's fine, Shun! Really? At this point, yeah. I take off my shoes and socks, then gently dip my feet into the water. It's almost the perfect temperature. It's so tempting to jump in now.
Is there something wrong, hero? I thought you wanted to cool down.
Don't look, don't look, don't look! I try desperately to cover my crotch so he doesn't see.
Hiroyuki?
I'm fine! Wasn't thinking about you in your underwear. Hiroyuki, you totally were. I swear! After cooling down enough, Shun and I sit on a nearby log hanging over the river and watch it flow by.
So you're here the rest of the month, right?
Yup.
That means you'll be here for the Bond Festival.
Oh, that's right. I haven't been to one since I moved away. I always loved the Bond Festival. It's not often I get a chance to wear my yukata. Shun clicks away at his handheld gaming device while his tail starts to wag.
I'm doing something really important for the festival this year. Hope you'll be there.
Oh, what is it?
I totally forgot.
I hear a button pressed on the system, suggesting that he may have paused whatever he's playing.
It's not actually something I'm supposed to share. Sorry for bringing it up, hero.
Huh? Why? Is it weird?
No. It's just family related. That's all I can say, sorry.
He turns the game off and jumps away from the log, landing firmly on the sand nearby.
I still hope to see you there. It should be fun.
I remember he used to look so adorable in his small-sized yukata when we were younger. It's not like he's grown a whole lot since then. Wonder if you'll let me pick him up this time.
Hero, are you spacing out again?
I'm fine. I wasn't thinking about carrying you on my shoulders. I swear. Hiroyuki, that's how you get arrested. With the sun setting, we pack up our things and start heading back home together. Thanks to the heat, I'm a little more tired than usual. Before separating for the night, Shun suggests we finish what I set out to do initially. Tora's eyebrows probably are. They're massive. Granted, with Shun, when it comes to being larger than him, the bar is lower than hell. The bar is lower than hell. It doesn't take a lot. He's only 3 apples high. It doesn't take a lot. He's tiny. You can probably pick him up and put him in your pocket. And just walk around with Shun in your pocket. Damn, he's only 2 apples high. A crow cries out from above. The temperature has dropped a lot, though it doesn't do much for me now. Looks like most of the villagers have gone home, leaving the park practically deserted. Guess it's a bit too late to run into Taro and Kyoji. I find the two of us a nice bench to sit on. I notice Shun staring off into the distance. Does he have something on his mind? Hey, Shun. Is everything alright? He stays staring for a moment before turning to me.
It's nothing. Just a feeling I had.
Shun, you know you can talk to me, right?
So, why now? Huh? You were gone 5 years. Why did you decide to come back now? You didn't even call! Hey, I thought we were friends, Hero.
We are, Shun. I put on the defensive as Shun lets out emotions held deep within him.
I waited until the summer after you left, looking forward to seeing you again. Then the summer after that arrived. Eventually I came to the conclusion you weren't coming back. I figured you forgot about me and how you said you'd come back to play video games someday.
Shun. I can see teardrops start to form in the corners of his eyes.
I'm not mad, Hero. I had to grow up a lot over these years. I couldn't be the little wolf crying because the friend you cherished the most moved away. I guess that's why I'm so competitive now. It's what I had to do to get stronger.
Damn. Bitch slapping us emotionally in the fucking daddy bags. Damn.
It's what I had to do to get stronger.
Shun, I came back because I wanted to see everyone.
It's okay, Hero. I know you never saw friendship the way I saw it. It's Torihiko you came back to see anyway. We all know he wrote that letter.
That's not true. Yet in the back of my mind...
Maybe I should have written a letter too. If I thought of that, I totally would have sent one earlier than that big dummy.
Ugh. He's not making this easy on me. Shun, please listen to me. He puts his handheld system away and looks at me intently, but not harshly. I know it doesn't look good coming back like I did, but I hope you'll be able to understand something. I smile slightly while looking towards the playground in the distance. I'm vaguely aware of the tear rolling down my cheek. The truth is, there's not a day that went by that I didn't think about contacting you guys. I can't help but feel this immense guilt. I was so caught up in how the move affected me, it never crossed my mind how my friends felt. I couldn't just work up the courage to do so. I guess I always stumbled on the words in my head. What would I say? I'd always chicken up before picking up the phone. He looks down at the ground as I speak. Days turned into weeks, into months, into years. Every time I hesitated, it just made the next attempt even harder. I turned to face him once more. I'm so sorry, Shun. I know. I'm just a big coward. Before I have a chance to react, he pulls me into an embrace.
Hero.
From this position, I can clearly feel his heartbeat.
I should be the one apologizing. I didn't mean to put you through this.
There's so much in Minasato I missed. I returned the hug, cherishing this moment of true reconnection with an old friend.
Stop crying, man! You're gonna make me cry too!
But... No buts!
I've tried so hard to grow out of this!
I hear a faint sniffling sound by my ear. While I try to strengthen my embrace in response, he distances himself.
I understand what happened now. You did the best you could with what you had.
Your bond with Shun has grown, by the way.
I guess we're both cowards in a sense. I felt the same way about contacting you.
You did? He nods.
I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. I'm glad you're back, Hero.
But I'm leaving again once summer vacation is over. Insert Shun growling noises.
That just means we shouldn't let another moment go to waste!
I think everyone crew.
Yeah. Vacation is just getting started. There's so much we need to do. We should head to the arcade, then the video game store. We can play some games at my house, we can play some games at your house, even visit the lake sometimes. We can play video games at the lake. We can like the video games. Have you ever licked a Nintendo Switch cartridge? Oh, that's so much fun to do!
There's the Shun I remember from when we were kids. I'm amazed at how much better he's made me feel about the whole thing. Even though he's still small for his age, he's become quite mature in his thinking. Can't help but smile at his enthusiasm. Please tell me someone else licked the Nintendo Switch cartridge. Please tell me someone else did. Just to see if the rumors that they were bitter as fuck are true. I know. They are bitter as fuck. Why experience temptation when you can just lick them? What the fuck? Are you telling me you never looked at a video game? Are you telling me that you've never looked at a video game cartridge and thought, I wonder what this tastes like, and then licked it? I think the only two that I haven't done that to, that I haven't thought about, actually no. The Nintendo Switch was the only one that I actually actively thought about that. The other two that I think I did, but I actually didn't, was the SNES and the N64. What on God's green earth am I? Shun. Trade proposal with you. You lick a Nintendo Switch cartridge and we will say hello to you. And by say hello to you, I mean we will lick the inside of your mouth. Do you accept these terms? I can't help but smile at his enthusiasm. We've still got time, buddy. Let's not go crazy now. Does Shun accept those terms? He licks a Nintendo Switch cartridge and we lick the inside of his mouth. Damn. I'm jolted awake by the sound of earthquakes and thunderstorms.
I'm gonna die!
Looking around me, I see everything exactly the way I left it. Just a nightmare. I flop back onto my bed. It's weird. I used to live in this town. But lately I've been having a hard time sleeping. Perhaps it's the stress of everything? It isn't very often to sleep somewhere that isn't my bed in Osaka. The sound reverberates throughout the room once again. What the hell? I stand up to investigate the source. Aha! Tapping against my window, there's a huge cicada that's trying to get inside. These things scare the crap out of me. Right now, I'm pretty pissed. I quickly open the window and swat it away. Get out of here.
Yeah!
Holy fuck, I just had a realization. It's not about Kyoji. It's not about Kyoji. With how tiny Shun is, Joy-Con drift probably isn't an issue. Just pop him into the control box for the Joy-Cons, for the Joy-Con stick, with a feather or some shit, and he can clean it. Joy-Con drift is no longer an issue. Purely because of how tiny Shun is. Yeah! It flies away as if nothing happened. Booyah! I strike a victory pose. In your face, nature! You may try, but killing Nishimura the Magnificent is going to take more work than that. With a smile on my face, I return to bed. Plug his ass into the console for a better experience. Girly, this is 2017. It's a Nintendo Switch, not a fucking N64. Let's talk about USB, but we can't plug his ass into USB. We can't plug his ass into USB. We can plug something else into USB. But we can't plug his ass into USB. With a smile on my face, I return to bed. It's no use! The damage is done! I can't go back to sleep. Oh my god! Oh wait, hang on. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Cats, can you do me a favor? Post one of your sound things into chat. I wanna test something. I wanna see if I wired this up correctly and I forgot to check earlier. Okay, fuck. Hang on, I actually have one of my tracks here, so we're gonna test it real quick. I need to find the folder. Because... Oh no, man. I'm just gonna jump over here, set... Actually, no, my downloads folder. Here we go. This is... good enough. Hang on. Yep, I wired it up correctly. Hell yeah. I wired it up correctly. Alright, I'm muting the Mac. I can't go back to sleep after that. Ah. Twinkle, twinkle, little smudge. I carefully slip into the hall, trying not to make too much noise. Just gonna head for the bathroom and...
Well, look who decided to join us this morning.
Hiroyuki? Is that you?
With a face flushed red, I walk into the living room to greet my grandparents. Good morning, Grandma and Grandpa.
It is you up this early. I figured all the excitement would tire you out.
It's 5:30, dear. I'm just about to start killing breakfast.
Fuck!
I'm just about to start cooking breakfast.
Just about to start killing breakfast. Killing breakfast.
I'm just about to start cooking breakfast.
I couldn't sleep. A cicada ran in my window and woke me up.
I see. Well, I remember when I was your age.
Grandpa scratches under his scraggly beard.
There are so many girls wanting me, I hardly had time for myself, let alone sleep.
Grandma shoots him a death glare. I just shrug my shoulders.
Regardless, it's rare for a kid your age to be up this early.
Leave the boy alone. I'm sure Hiroyuki has plenty on his mind.
Grandma gets up from her seat and walks into the kitchen. Do you need any help?
No. I have everything I need already prepared.
Oh. I lean against the wall. I can't sleep, but I don't want to sit around bored until food's ready.
You should take a walk, Hiroyuki.
Grandpa winks at me.
Nothing wrong with a little exercise, you hear?
I roll my eyes. You just want me out of the house, don't you?
How disrespectful!
I'm taken aback by his response. Sorry, you're right, I guess it's better than sitting around doing nothing.
That's what I thought I heard.
He sinks back down into his chair with a satisfied smile on his face. Like father, like son. Whatever, I could use the time to think. The temptation to hook up a DJ controller to OBS. I can worry about that later. After visiting the bathroom, I return to my bedroom and get dressed for my early morning walk. What the fuck is going on with my mic? Hang on. Okay, there we go. Wait. No, that kinda didn't fix it. After visiting the bathroom, I return to my bedroom and get dressed for my early morning walk. I don't know what the mic's doing. The sun is barely rising, leaving everything I see framed by a gentle light. Traveling these old country roads from my childhood, I feel something in the pit of my stomach. Is it nostalgia? I mean, I guess it could be. It hardly seems right to describe this one, though, since I've been feeling nostalgia my whole time here. No. Perhaps it's regret? Seeing how everything's changed while I've been gone. How life seems to move on whether or not you're there to see it. Oh. I finally understand. Usually someone would say the realization hits them like a truck, but for me, it's just there. A low, mournful pang of despair that I've tried to ignore for so long. I thought I'd be able to get over it now that I'm back in Minasato, but even now I can see that it was just a fairy tale. No. This feeling I have? I guess I'd call it loneliness. Ugh. I breathe out a long sigh while kicking a rock along the road with me. At least the temperature is cooler this morning than it's been the last few days. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm catching a slight breeze right now. If it wasn't for this feeling, it'd probably be quite nice. I turned down a road I barely went down as a kid. I never really knew anyone who lived here, so I tended to avoid it. Oh, bye. Still, I didn't realize how many people still live here. Off in the distance, I see someone running in this direction. They seem to be throwing things at doors as they run by. I have no idea what they're doing. It's too early for most people to be awake, so if they're dangerous, there won't be many people around to help me. What should I do? Yeah, we gotta hide. We're gonna skip past and hide. Grabbing a water. Awesome news, I figured out what the source of that white noise was! The desk! What should we... Oh yeah, we gotta give him a call. So, hey Ryuki, how big do you want your boobies to be? I totally forgot how intimidating Shun's house is. It's one thing to have traditional Japanese architecture, but those stone arches leading to the door? Not to mention the perfect, almost militaristic trim to the bushes, they really make a statement. I take a second to run a hand through my bangs and smooth down my bushy hair before reaching for the doorbell. I anxiously bounce up and down on my feet. As I begin to wonder if anyone heard the doorbell, I can make out what sounds like the thumping of running feet. Huh? Here, what took so long? I nearly topple over backwards as Shun launches himself at me, flinging his arms around my neck. Don't mind me. I'm trying to figure out what the BPM is of this track. My brain is making me try to figure out the BPM, and right now I'm thinking it's 128. Yeah, that's 128, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 128. In halftime, 128 BPM. Okay, I'm gonna stop before my brain explodes. I nearly topple over backwards as Shun launches himself at me, flinging his arms around my neck. I have to wrap my arms tightly around his middle in order to stop us both from falling. I needed a quick shower. Oh, your glasses. Shun releases his grip to readjust his skewed glasses, an annoyed look on his face.
I should really get contacts, but I hate having to touch my eyes.
The little wolf shakes his head before smiling at me.
Never mind that, come on in.
I'm about to take him up on his invitation when his cheeks suddenly go red.
By the way, your shampoo, it smells nice.
I stop blinking at him in surprise. Oh, thanks. Wait a minute, did he just purposefully smell me? Shun really went. Hiroyuki's grandpa's name was... I cannot remember. And I can't just pull up the gallery to figure it out either.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. I mean, for you.
I chuckle softly as I kick off my shoes before following Shun down the dimly lit hallway. Memories resurface as I notice ukiyo-style ocean paintings, hanging exactly where I remember them. Voices creep to me from around the corner, the dining room if I remember correctly. As around the corner, I see my friend settled onto mats around the massive wooden dining table. Shin is hunched over a notebook, nibbling at the claw of his thumb with it on his free hand while he scribbles. Tara was blowing gently over a hot cup of instant ramen. Tatsuki and Tora seem to be arguing over a piece of paper that the dragon is holding. Strange dice are arranged in front of each of them. Oh my god! Okay, roll to go down on the dragon. Alright, let me grab a d20. Alright. What's your charisma? I think that, like, decides how this works. No, that is a genuine question. What's your charisma? Because, like, this decides if it works or not. How high is it? Well, it looks like it doesn't fucking matter because it rolled a 17! Fuck! Strange dice are arranged in front of each of them. Ah, it seems you didn't die of heat stroke after all. Shin's sharp tongue catches me off guard, causing me to rub the back of my head. Sorry, were you guys waiting long? Shin simply smiles and taps a free spot at the table with his fingers before turning his attention back to his notebook. Wow. Shun wasn't kidding about the snacks either. A small pyramid of instant ramen cups stands next to 3 large bottles of cola, 2 jumbo-sized bags of potato chips, and several stacks of fruit cookies. Yeah, and I was trying to watch my weight too. Oh, come on, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, dude. Oh, what's your joke? Just tell me who the lucky lady is and I'll lay off. My attention turns to Tora and Tatsuki. The dragon glares at Tora defensively. I've told you already. I just drew the character myself. Why is that so hard to believe? Have you seen the size of your hands? There's no way you drew that yourself. Oh, hey there, hero. As Torihiko waves at me, Tatsuki glances in my direction and smiles. Good timing, Hiroyuki. Now I was about to grab my keys and drive over to get you. An uncomfortable expression makes its way to the tiger's face. Yeah, maybe it was better that you walked. At least I have a ride, schoolboy. Tatsuki's defensive response gets a smirk from Tora, and he puts a hand on his hip, puffing out his chest. You're absolutely right, big guy. I wish I could cruise around in a death trap, too.
Bah.
I sit down and cross my legs under the table, gazing longingly at the snacks in front of me. Oh, Mr. Nishimura. Damn. Shouldn't put one of the pork ones aside for you. Taro glances over at Torihiko and Tatsuki before reaching under the table. Pulls a rather hefty-sized ramen cup from his lap. You said they'd go fast to snag you one. Slides it across the table and into my hands. I quickly hide the cup in my lap just as he did. I look over at him and give him a grateful smile. I owe you one, Taro. These are like gold around here.
Okay, guys, I got more hot water going. Did anyone explain the game to Hiro?
As Shun passes by me to his corner of the table, he gently places a small bottle into my lap. My eyes widen as I see the label. Only the best of friends remember to bring you the soy sauce. I love this guy right now. You hasn't played Night Watch before? I wouldn't exactly call this game beginner-friendly. I gulp at the Black Cat's choice of words. This is sounding like it must be a very difficult game.
It'll be fine.
Shun clasps his hands together and peeks over his glasses at me, giving his best puppy dog eyes.
Trust me, hero. You're gonna love it.
I give a nervous chuckle and rub the back of my head. Okay! Shin gives a shrug and returns his attention to his notebook. Alright, let's get this out of the way then, I guess. Hey, listen up. Okay, so one more time. What exactly does the luck stat do in battles?
If you have a weapon with a status effect, you get an extra roll, which coincides with your luck stat. If the number you roll is higher than an enemy's resistance...
Shun smiles excitedly, then continues his explanation.
You can bleed your opponent to death!
Damn. Or poison him. Or whatever other status you have with your weapon. Not painful enough, if you ask me. I choke back a laugh when Shin speaks up. To be honest, I wasn't expecting something like that from him. Shun gives a laugh, his tail swishing excitedly.
You'll get the hang of it by watching Shin. He's been running a build that is centered around luck anyway.
Actually, Shin, for a character that has so little strength, he sure is ripped. Do you have a reason for that? Shin puts his pen down and brings his hands into a ball under his chin. With a blank expression, he just stares silently at Torihiko. It's an uncomfortable sight to behold. Yeah, never mind, forget I asked. The tiger gives a shrug. My curiosity gets the better of me. What's he talking about? Shin smiles at me before lifting up his notebook. My original character, Bulkier. I made him specifically for this campaign. Shin flips through his notebook before returning it for me to see. I widen my eyes as I behold a rather large and menacing cat warrior. He is frozen mid-swing with one of the jagged hatchets in his hands. Wow, that's very well drawn. How long did it take you? Oh, actually. He glances over at Tatsuki before gesturing towards him. Tatsuki drew this up for me. He did Shun and Soto's characters too. For real? Dude, what gives? You mean theirs but not mine? Tatsuki's expression shows discomfort. He looks away slightly. Well, you already drew yours up. I guess. But how? When did you learn to... Ugh. Explains the breasts on Soto's character. Tora gives an exasperated sigh. Never mind, let's just play. I glance over at Taru, curious to see his character. He shrugs and holds up his notebook for me to see. A female wolf is depicted in pencil, her body clad in a very low-cut gray dress. Dark leather boots are barely visible under the hem. Her left hand seems to have erupted into a colorless flame and... Well, Torihiko wasn't kidding about her breasts. I'm guessing mages don't experience back problems? Tora buries his face in one of his hands, using his free hand to hold up his own notebook. I see a crudely drawn stick figure beside a set of stats. Lips tug into a slight smile at the sight. I must admit, it is a rather cute depiction of a dragon. Or is it a winged alligator? It's really hard to tell. I glance at the name. Arashi the Rogue. Sounds interesting. The font looks more like street graffiti than a warrior's template, but it still looks good. Finally, I give an expectant look to Tatsuki. What do you have, Tatsuki? Tatsuki coughs into his hand once and wordlessly holds up his notebook. If any character deserves to be in a movie, it's this one. On the sheet is a thin tiger man dressed in a light green tunic with pale brown boots reaching up to his calves. A longbow is carried over one shoulder alongside a quiver of red-feathered arrows. The most notable figure in the picture, though, is a massive hawk, Tua. Its wings are frozen in an outstretched flight position, touching down onto the hunter's outstretched forearm. Kind of just slap this together. Might have fancy I was a little drunk when I made it. An idea comes to mind and I glance over at Taro. Mouthing a request to him, he responds with a smile before tearing a sheet of paper out for me and sliding it across the table. Do you think you could make one for me, Tatsuki? The dragon gives me a nervous smile before reaching for the paper. Sure, I mean, I can try. What would you like? My name is... I think for a few moments, weighing up my options. The characters all look impressive, especially the fighters. I could see myself choosing a fighter class. Then again, I notice that there are no dedicated healers. Are we badass? Or badass but shiny? Yeah, obviously we're going with the healer. If there's one thing I remember vividly about my countless days of playing video games with Shun, it's that healers are essential to any successful party. In fact, when we served those old multiplayer RPGs, I would always don the white robes. I think I should be the healer. Shun and Taro smile at me.
Oh, nice. We needed someone with decent white magic.
Yeah, it'd be nice to not have to spend all of my gold on healing potions for these guys.
Taro glances over at Tora and Tatsuki, who both look away sheepishly. Not to mention the resurrection services. I've died at least 6 times already. Tatsuki scratches the back of his head, a blush appearing on his face. 8 for me, including my hawk, Toa. Torihiko glances over at the dragon and snorts. Keep telling you, man. Fighting hordes by yourself isn't worth the experience if you're just going to die.
My ass called being a man. Gus understands that, and he's a bird.
Anyway, how big do you want your breast to be? Oh, I don't think I want to be a girl. Daft Punk stole my goddamn cigarettes.
Alright, now that we have that out of the way.
As Shun clears his throat and clicks his pen, the others scoot in closer and fall silent. Daft Punk will never stop stealing our goddamn cigarettes. As Shun clears his throat and clicks his pen, the others scoot in closer and fall silent. I can honestly feel the tension right now, and it's telling me Shun must only run difficult campaigns.
Last time we left off, the group was traveling to the capital of the dead, Relay. The rumors are that this is the burial site of Amon the Vile, and his offspring all plan to resurrect him to scorch the realm once again. As our brave party paddles across the stagnant and foggy waters towards Relay, they spot a boat in the distance, docked to a rotting pier. Another hero has emerged from the darkness, and has been venturing to Relay with nothing but the flames of vengeance lighting their way.
Shun smiles and peeks over his glasses at me. Makes a motion with his hand, although I don't recognize it. Taro waves at me to get my attention, before waving his pen at me in a theatrical gesture. Oh! I chuckle as the gesture finally clicks. Lifting the ballpoint pen above my head like a sword, I lock eyes with Shun. Suddenly, the wolf's expression changes, a serious look on his face.
The children of Amon have gathered to awaken their father. There's no telling what horrors you face, and you are likely to get very closely acquainted with death. Before you enter the crypt of Amon, you must leave your sanity at the door. Brave healer, do you accept your fate, no matter the consequences?
I feel everyone's eyes on me, which sends a chill down my spine. Is this really just a game? Everyone is being so serious. I do. For a few moments, nobody says a word. I feel a bit silly holding this pen up in one hand and a bag of chips in the other, but I don't dare stop.
Okay, hero, are you ready for your first battle?
What? Shun grins widely at me.
The party of heroes have only just arrived at the banks of Relay. You'll have to survive the demon horde until they arrive to assist you.
I flatten my ears against my head. Alrighty. Hang on, I'm gonna do a thing that might actually make you happy and proud. Except it probably won't. I'm actually gonna fucking put on my glasses. I'm actually putting them on. I'm putting them on because my monitor is further away from my face. I flatten my ears against my head. By myself? Hang on. Is my EQ? Yeah, my EQ's right. Shin smiles over at me and nods. Good luck. Torihiko bursts into laughter. Shun did the exact same thing to me when I first joined. I look over at Tatsuki, who simply rubs the back of his head. Yay, I got a reverse Daniel. Yippee!
That's how I first died in this game, too. Taro gives me a reassuring smile and flashes a thumbs up. Don't worry, Mr. Nishimura. I doubt she would kill you this early on. I bury my face into my hands and shake my head. Yeah, that really does much for my confidence. Okay, Lug. Funny thing about it, the snowing, last time I was outside, it was snowing. It was snowing last time I was outside. So, do with that information what you will. Yeah, that really does much for my confidence. I look over at Shun and sigh. Okay, what's first? I'm gonna see a triple rainbow and thunder will strike my toast. Damn. Shun glances down at his notebook and smiles to himself. Boys in the dark.
After walking along the abandoned and rotting streets of Relay, you see a giant structure begin to form in the fog. This is the Tower of Shadows, the final resting place of Amon.
Shun suddenly slaps his palm down on the table, causing all of us to jump. Tar gives a cry of protest as he almost spills his noodles. No, my noodles!
The youngest of Amon's kin, Naama, appears before you. She is aware of your plan to kill her and her siblings, but intends to offer your heart to her resting father. How will you proceed?
I stare down at the dice in the middle of the table, weighing up my options. The part that confuses me the most is that I have so many. I could run, fight, negotiate. It's just one, you can take her! I look over at Taro as he gives me encouragement.
Yeah, you vanquish that she-devil. Her cult has killed Gus during our last session.
Tatsuki's yell makes me jump, but it fires me up at the same time.
Okay, I'm going to fight.
What do I have to do? Shun gives a satisfied smile before pointing to his dice.
First, you need to roll to determine the turn order.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
Since you don't have your own, you can use mine.
With a gulp, I glance at the dice. Oh, wait. We're gonna roll again. We're gonna roll again. We get another roll. Okay, are we rolling quickly or praying to the dice gods? Oh shit, I gotta unplug my Apple Pencil. Be quick, no one wants to wait. Okay, but I'm, like, doing, like, 7 things at the same time. So, like... I decided it's best to play it safe. I've heard that the so-called dice gods can be unforgiving to those who are underprepared. Okay, give me a moment, I don't want to mess this up. I clasp my hands together and bow my head as if I were at a shrine. After waiting a few moments, I reach for the dice. Tatsuki shakes his head and snickers at my superstitious gesture.
You'll be fine.
I will shove this D20 in your urethra. I ignore him and roll.
You'll probably get at least.
Feel a stinging sensation in my chest as I behold the results of my roll. 4. The grin fades from his face, replaced with an expression of pity. Damn, I rolled an 18.
Oh, that sucks.
Shun gives a smirk as he retrieves the dice and rolls.
And that's a 12. Now I'm attacks first.
I breathe out a disappointed sigh as Shun reaches for the dice once again, rolling with anticipation.
Oh, that's not good. 13 was enough to deal major damage. You're in pretty critical condition.
My ears droop and I slouch miserably. Already? I knew I should have gone with a buff barbarian guy. Tar shakes his head and motions to my character sheet. Nah, you can turn things around a lot easier than they can. Try a gear spell first. Giving a nod, I glance down to check that the mana cost and roll conditions. The cost isn't too bad, and I only need to roll higher than an 8. Okay. Here goes nothing. I pick up the dice and roll. Alright, a 19. Shun's tail wags back and forth in excitement.
Congratulations, hero. That healed you completely.
He pauses briefly to scoop up one of the cookies from its tray, stuffing it into his mouth. With his free hand, he grabs the dice and gives a nonchalant roll. The dice lands just in front of Shin's notebook, and we all lean in to see. 6, huh? I doubt that even Warren's checking the math. Yeah, there's no way that connected. As Shin and Taru celebrate my comeback, Shun finishes chewing his cookie and swallows.
Yeah, could you please pass me some soda? No damage on you, hero.
I smile and pass Shun a bottle of soda. While he's busy pouring some into a cup, Taru reaches across the table to get my attention. An excited and confident expression is on his face. Alright, try the haste spell next. Before he can even look to my sheet, I notice Taru staring at Taru in confusion. Couldn't he just nuke her right now? Why wait? I glance back at the line for his opinion. He simply shakes his head. Trust me, this will be awesome! With a shrug, I look down at my sheet, tracing and claw down the list. Finally, I notice haste listed with his mana cost. That's pretty costly. Are you sure about this, Taro? He gives a soft chuckle as I look back at him, I can see his tail switching in anticipation. Yeah, I've always wanted to try this combination, but the spells aren't in my character class. If this works, it'll put out some serious damage. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. I decide it's worth trying what he's suggesting. I pick up the dice and roll. 15. Alright! I jump as Taru suddenly slams his hands on the table and sits upright. After this next turn, immediately do the reflect spell! Shun gives another smirk, picking up the dice.
You're betting on Naama not being able to get a strike in?
The wolf reaches for another cookie before rolling.
Huh, 5. Naama fails to connect.
He glances back up at me, adjusting his glasses, a toothy grin showing.
Go ahead, hero. Show me what you've got.
He gives me a wink before munching on the cookie in his hand. I take a deep breath and glance over at Tora and Tatsuki. Both of them look about as nervous as I feel. I guess this gamble is more serious than I thought. I pick up the dice and roll. My eyes widen and a grin comes to my face. 18! Once again, Taro enthusiastically hits the table, which does wonder on my skittish fox reflexes. Torihiko and Tatsuki can only give out choked gasps. You got this! Cast a Koha spell! I scratch the back of my head in confusion. But isn't my turn over?
Actually...
Shun suddenly interrupts, and I'm amazed I can understand him since he's still chewing on his cookies.
Actually...
I glance over at him, watching as he swallows before continuing.
Haste makes you move twice per turn. The effect only lasts 3 turns, though.
Taro grins, clasping his hands together. Okay, Mr. Nishimura. Cast Koha on yourself. Shun suddenly perks up, looking over at Taro with interest. Oh, I see what you're doing. If Hiroyuki had been with us for this whole campaign, you would have had his character completely broken. Broken? Let my gaze dart between Shin and Taro, hoping for an answer. Torihiko gives a soft chuckle and winks at me. He's saying that you'd be overpowered with that strategy. I mean, extremely overpowered. I glance back down at my character sheet. Considering the mana cost so far, I'm having a hard time believing that. Well, if you're sure. Once again, I pick up the dice and roll. 16. Shun lets out a laugh of disbelief.
Yeah! That's triple damage! Naama doesn't stand a chance!
She won't be roasting my bird again anytime soon. Tatsuki cheers at my victory, although I can't help but feeling suspicious. I glance over at Shun for answers. Just like that? What's the catch? As the little wolf tries to calm himself down, Shin glances over at me and smiles a little wider. It's a little trick that healers can do. If you cast Reflect on yourself, any magic spell cast at you will bounce back to the caster. I blink as I hear Shun take a deep breath and exhale. It seems like he's managed to compose himself.
But if the caster is an ally, the spells bounce back at the enemy with double the impact. Still, Naama are kind of weak to white magic in general, so you'd have won without that strategy.
An embarrassed blush comes to Taro's face and he looks down at the floor. Sorry. I was just excited. Nobody ever wants to play the healer, so I never got to try this with my own magic. Torihiko smiles but shakes his head. So, from what I understand, all the fights from now on will just be Hiroyuki and Sotaro playing Firebomb Dodgeball with one another? That about right? A look of alarm suddenly shows on Tatsuki's face. But wait! That means Hiroyuki will always have the killing blow. He's going to get the majority of the loot! Hey, wait a minute! Shun clears his throat loudly, interrupting Tora's protests.
Anyway, moving on.
Damn it, Daft Punk, stop stealing my goddamn cigarettes!
Realizing she's been outmatched, Naama tosses her sword to the side and races back behind the doors of the tower.
An annoyed expression makes its way to Shin's face. Ugh. She ran away from the last 3 fights we had with her family. Tor gives a chuckle before reaching over and slapping me on the back. It doesn't matter though, Hero got her good. We'll finish her off once we get inside. Shun nods and looks down at his notebook, jotting down a few notes.
Well, the party's about to meet up with Hero, so if anybody wants to equip him with better gear, now will be the best time.
I stretch, enjoying the brief intermission. Taro has taken this as a chance to use the bathroom, while Torihiko and Tatsuki have a hushed conversation between themselves. Shun has his nose buried in his notebook, jotting down some notes. I can only assume they're about the upcoming trials we're guaranteed to face. I decide to focus my attention on Shin, who is patiently waiting for us to continue. So Shin... The black cat jolts, clearly not expecting me to speak to him. What is it? I smile, asking the question that is on my mind. When did you suddenly get a taste for... I pause, sweeping my hand across the table, taking extra care to not upset anyone's soda or ramen cups. You know, all of this. As I finish my question, Shin relaxes, giving a nonchalant shrug. I'm still not interested in video games, if that's where you're going with this. I'm more surprised by his answer than the matter-of-fact way he says it. Oh my god, fuck off, Windows. But that's like sprinting before you can even crawl. The expression that crosses his face makes me wonder if I said something insulting, but he simply gives another shrug. Honestly, I've never seen the connection, though you're not the first to suggest that. Shun said the same thing. He offered to lend me one of his handheld systems. Lend me his handheld system, but I just wasn't too into the game. A small wad of balled-up paper bounces from Shin's shoulder and rolls onto the table. The two of us give surprised stares over at its source.
How can you not like Visage 4? I mean, it's already blasphemy to not like the vanilla game, but I tried to give you the golden version.
Shun gives an indignant snort.
Remind me to never take you with me to my cousin Gaku's video game store.
Despite the annoyed look on his face, the wolf has a teasing tone to his voice. Wait, Gaku? That name sounds familiar to me. Oh yeah! Back when I used to play video games with Shun, he would mention Gaku a lot. His video game skills were apparently unmatched. A soft chuckle breaks me out of my thoughts and I stare at Shin. The cat simply smiles and shakes his head. Well, the music is nice enough, I suppose. Are you almost done, dude? I'm getting bored here. Torihiko's loud voice interrupts Shin's review. It seems his conversation with Tatsuki has become a little more energetic. The dragon snorts before grinning at Tora. I told you to let me bring some of Pop's sake. We've been having a way more fun time right now. Ugh, that stuff makes my stomach hurt. The two of them continue their discussion at a more reasonable volume. With an annoyed look on his face, Shin sighs and continues. Anyway, it's by pure chance that I even knew about this game. My mother found an older edition of Night Watch in a bookstore somewhere in Yokohama. I had actually requested a very specific set of books for my birthday 2 years ago, but the store had some kind of problem trying to import it from France. In all honesty, I kind of think she just grabbed something large off the shelf with a mindset, bigger means better. As you can see, this isn't a game you can play by yourself, so I asked Shun if he'd be interested in playing with me.
Oh, come on, we'll be 5 minutes at most. I gotta get a sake.
A sake? More like enough sake to get us kicked out when Shun's dad catches you puking in the sink! Shin gives another sigh and rubs the bridge of his nose. They were not my first choice to have join us. Kyoji and Juichi just didn't have enough time due to their busy club schedules. Koya just outright refused and asked for Konosuke. Shun gives a sudden groan and doesn't even bother lifting his head from his notebook as he interjects.
He never showed up on time.
I blink, wondering if I maybe misheard. Never? I know he has a reputation for not being on time, but I would have thought things would be different here. Last I knew, he enjoyed playing games like this. Shun simply shrugged, still not looking up from his notes.
Nope, in the end I just stopped asking him if he wanted to play. So I invited Torihiko and he brought Tatsuki with him.
I nod in understanding, though I am curious about something. What about Taro? What about me? Taro slips through the sliding door and takes his seat across the table. Shin smiles at him and shakes his head. Well, he isn't the new guy anymore. Unsure of what to say, Taro slowly glances between Shin and I. Well, I've been playing for a while. Back in my old school. There you are. I thought you died in there or something. While Taro laughs at his joke, Taro glances down, clearly looking uncomfortable. I wasn't that long, was I? Taro doesn't seem to hear the softly spoken words and winks over at Shun. Come on, let's do this! We're almost at the end of this campaign, right, Shun? The wolf perks up, glancing up at Toro. With a smile, he nods.
Oh yes, looks like it. Okay, is everyone ready?
We're gonna leave off here tonight. I want to work on a project. Or try something out with MIDI. Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.